Dekunle, and she's standing by to bring us her interesting stories. Olamide, good morning.
Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Ria. Good morning to the rest of you. Good morning,
Brian,
guys.
you didn't say anything.
I've got some good stories for you guys today.
All right,
hope you enjoy them.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Nigeria. I like to say that TVC has our finger constantly on the pulse and our eye on the street. And if it's a trending story, we're going to chop it up on here very professionally. In our first story, yesterday, a viral video captured a woman confronting a street sweeper in Ikoyi for allegedly involving her young daughter in the job. Now, in the clip, the woman accuses the street sweeper of engaging in child labor and insisting that the girl should actually not be out working, but rather in school. Well, of course, social media users were furious about the woman's interference in what they deemed to be none of her business. Take a look for yourself.
Now when he told me that somebody posted, I said, oh God.
Now, in the clip that did not show, the woman actually confronted the mother and said, your child should be in school. She made the child drop the broom. Subsequently, as you saw in the video, after all the backlash she faced online, the woman actually apologized and said that she's going to help this family. The street sweeper said she's only earning 19,000 naira per month. And this woman who initially started confronting her now said that she's going to pay her a monthly stipend. But lots of communities in West Africa actually have young children, help them on the job. We know that in Nigeria especially, we have young children who go to the shops with their parents after school and help out in the family business. But the question is this child labor or is it commonplace? The Child Protection Act of 2003 actually says that children should not, under the age of 18, should not engage in any hazardous or detrimental act to their well-being. Was this really detrimental? I mean, she was with her mom sweeping the streets, but let's take a look at social media. Meiji says, I'm glad it ended well, but how come nobody is talking about the husband sleeping peacefully at home while the woman leaves to sweep with her daughter at 4 a.m.? Shout out to every mother struggling to put food on the table during this hardship. I agree, she did what she had to do. But I have to ask you, Veronica, Ria, Etoma, and Ibrahim, that's a mouthful. Do you think that sweeping the streets crosses the line? Is it child labor or just our culture? Very quickly.
Well, she stepped out to, we didn't see her sweeping. We only saw her holding the broom. So she might have been there just watching her mother do the needful, and that was it. But I think that the activist, so-called, who did this could have done this quietly without putting it up on social media and making a buzz out of it. If you wanted to support them, support them. And we know that it is commonplace in Africa for children to help out their parents, whatever businesses they do. Like you mentioned earlier, after school, they go and, support them. So she could have done whatever it is she wanted to do quietly, ask the woman questions, and support her in any way she wanted to do without making noise.
Just to quickly add to what Veronica has said, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like what the woman did was eye service. Because I don't see any problem with a child helping the parent. I've helped my mom a lot in Ghana. And then people are saying that, where is the father? What if the father is dead? I think we really need to be sensitive to things like this. And there's no problem for a child helping the mother. In fact, this is where they learn character. This is where they learn, that you work and you make money. So I don't like the way the woman did it. She could have done it better. It looks like a lot of eye service. I think when we want to help, you can help close doors. You don't need to put it out on social media.
You actually know the woman, because a lot of comments I've read, regarding those who work directly with the woman or those who know the woman, said the way she even talked to some people, shut them down and all of that. So we should be able to draw the line between child rights and progressive activism. Some people just want to make names and all of that. So whatever it is, well, the social media had actually done very much justice, in reviewing what she's done.
Yeah, we have social media and everybody has an Android phone. So we have citizens journalism going on, and this might just be her intent, to create a buzz around herself, and that was the opportunity she found. If that's the case, then it's unfortunate, because in doing that, you brought out emotions from the woman, And everybody now knows she earns 19,000 naira a month.
Reminded her what brought her to that spot.
Brought her
in
to
the
that
first
state.
in the first
It was
place.
quite insensitive of her. Maybe you've gotten your buzz, but think of what you've done to that lady and her daughter.
Absolutely, and perhaps next time this woman should focus her efforts on the hawkers, child hawkers on the streets who don't even have parental supervision. But thank you guys so much for your input as always.